What's going on? What's going on?
What's happening?
All right. How's everybody doing?
You're doing pretty good there, bruh.
Doing pretty good. You sure you're doing pretty good? You
I'm
had
a
a
little tired.
you had
Did
an
some heavy
interesting
lifting.
you had an interesting 2 days.
What's up, Lambertina?
I think you need to go listen to some Stevie Wonder, bro.
What's up,
Hey.
Rich?
All right, guys. Welcome to Local Musicians.
XG.
All right. The one and only Chop It Up Tuesday live stream.
Hey, Daryl just said I XP Rich just now.
Daryl back next week, man. So don't start. What's up,
Nina?
Don't start. All right. So we are getting everything going and just sort of looking things out. You know, it's interesting because they keep changing this platform. So I'm always like, I haven't been in here for like since last, and they've like made change, so things are in different places. Like stuff looks different. I'm just like kind of I'm like, whoa.
I was like, what is going on? I had to log back out.
But that's good. They upgrading. They got new features. I mean, we don't know half the stuff. We probably don't even use. Like they probably got all kind of bells and whistles on this thing, man. That we could
correction. You don't even use.
Well, what you mean, me? You a part of the situation too, man. Why you?
But I don't know half the stuff you and Falgu know.
Whose fault is that?
Up there,
Whose fault is it? That's not our fault. Whose fault is that?
I'm the talent, bro. I'm the talent.
Oh, so you are the not paid for hire, is what you're saying. You're not paid for hire. That's what's important. Not paid for hire. Okay, I got you.
So what's on the docket, my guy?
Man, it's been a crazy couple of days, crazy week. We had a hot gig on Saturday with Carla Harris and Jazz in the Alley. It was hot, man.
Hot and stormy and humid.
But I tell you what, man, all that walking pays off, man.
It does.
I didn't feel, I mean, other than the fact that it was hot, but my endurance was good, man. I was like,
what about that long green mile to the green room?
Hey, that was fine with me. I was looking for steps. You know me. I was like, whoa, get some more steps in, man. So, but we had a good gig. Shout out to Tejaville.
Yeah.
And Leonard Julian.
Still looking for his charts right now.
Man, leave my man alone, man. Leonard had a tough week, man. So, but he finally made it to the gig. Talked to him. When do I talk? I talked to him Sunday or Monday. Okay. And he's doing okay. But thanks for Jazz in the Alley. That was a fun gig. And then and then we had our feedback sessions on Sunday, which was a huge success, and I'm still processing. We haven't even really posted much about that, but we got videos coming, pics coming, where we're going to spotlight some of the performers that handled their business, man. Can you say they handled their business, dude?
Man,
nothing else.
All smiles, bro. I was all
smiles. Shout out to all the youngsters, Nick, Zach, all the Zachs, about 5 of them. The older guys, Chappie and John and
David
and Kevin, and we're missing some people, but
Holly did a good job.
Yeah, but we're gonna shout out everybody, and we got, like I said, we have some videos coming, so we will be posting some things, and our next one is already on the calendar, so you can mark your calendars for, when is it?
Do we have September 14th? It's not in the feed.
September. I have not. We will put that in there though, but we just got the date. So
yeah, September 14th.
September 14th. there will be some new blood. Some new blood in the mix. We got some people reaching out if they want to be involved, and and then some guys that weren't able to participate this last time. Hopefully they'll be able to do it. We're going to be losing some guys because they're going to be off to school in August. But we got plans. We got some big stuff coming up for the crew. And but it's going to be September 14th, which is the second Sunday. And that's going to be our next one at the same location, Academy Theater. So go ahead and mark your calendars. We had a nice little audience, but we want a bigger audience. We want to.
There we go. Thank you, Falco.
We're going to continue to grow this thing, and like I said, we got some nice little stuff coming up for the guys and girls. So yeah, man. And other than that, we had a beautiful memorial for our lost mother from another, man. That's the only thing I can think of to call it. I mean, she was
the first lady of jazz singing in
she was everything to all of us. And so we're going to honor her this evening with her great son, Walter Blanding, who is going to be with us here shortly in just a few minutes. And we're going to talk all things Audrey Shakir, man. I mean, I've got a couple of her voice messages still saved on my phone because she would call me and leave a message, just
right.
And so I still have them. Say I have her text messages saved, the last few text messages that she.
I don't have any voicemails because I always answered her call,
Yeah, I missed her call a couple times. Well, actually, because the first time she called me, I guess I didn't have her number in my phone, so
right.
She left a message, but yeah, man. But the inspiration of what she left and is gonna, it rings cross country, man. It rings throughout the jazz world for sure. And I got so many things that going through my head right now. Just even how I believe I met. I know I met her at Churchill Grounds, but I remember our brother Will Scruggs brought her up. Man, she was singing up at the Ray's Killer Creek. You remember Ray's Killer Creek?
Yes, I remember Ray's Killer Creek.
And Will had Thursdays. I remember he had Thursdays up there.
Right.
And I remember him being so excited. He's like, man, I got Audrey on the gig. And I was like, really? It's like, how'd you do that?
How'd you do that?
How'd you do that? But he was so excited to learn from her, man. So yeah. So we're gonna talk. Absolutely. So we're gonna talk about all things Audrey, and also, as Walter and I had a nice little conversation earlier, big props to Tia Ricks, man.
For real.
Tia, she's sort of the dead mother of the scene, dude. I mean, she's taken in a lot of cats, man, and helped. She's just been a helpmeet for so many people. So I want to shout her out for real for making Audrey's last time here, man, just a comfortable experience. She was in heaven with Tia cooking and all.
She said, I got a gourmet Italian cook down here.
Man, that when she spoke at the memorial on set, man, that was hilarious, man. Just talking about Audrey calling out her favorite dishes that Tia was making. That was hilarious.
I was there when she tried out the rapino, something like that, whatever that's called. Tia came into the room. I was Audrey was showing me some sheet music that she had. So I took some pictures of it, some Barry Harris stuff and some other stuff. And so she, by the way, she called me 1934. She just in the last year, she started with this spiel where she's like, I met you back in 1934. You was a little ruddy kid. I was like, where's this coming from? And she would tell everybody the story. She's like, you were walking along, you were a snotty nose. I was like, so she started calling me 1934 from there on. So anyway, so we're over there and Tia walks in. You know how Tia is.
Yeah.
Hey, Audrey, have you ever had some rapino? Audrey's like, I don't believe I have. Feel like that, right? It's like, I got some from the farmer's market, and I think it's gonna be fresh, Audrey. Like that. I was like, okay.
What is that? What is it?
It's some type of leafy vegetable, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Maybe Falgu or Lamatina could tell us is Italian, whatever.
Okay.
Anyway, so I was amused. I started laughing when Tia mentioned it at the memorial service because I was like, I was there when she tried it when maybe it was the first time, I don't know, but that's what she was saying.
Okay.
So it made the service, so that was crazy.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, we can only do so much justice here, man. We're gonna go ahead and bring in our special guest.
We're doing that right now.
Let's do it, man, because there's so many questions I have.
Got a lot of questions too.
And
I
want to know. So without further ado, we're gonna bring in the great Walter Blanding, master saxophonist extraordinaire.
What's happening, Chris and Tyrone?
Hey, man.
Good to see you all.
Are you a junior? Tyrone asked, are you a junior? By your name.
I have a philosophy behind that. Some people put junior and some people put 2, like the second.
Yes. But
now I lost my father when I was, I think, 18.
Wow.
And so from that point forward, I determined that I am my father.
Wow.
So I took the junior away.
Wow.
Sound like you are your mother's son.
That's right. That's right.
Philosophical all the way. I am my father.
I am.
Oh man. I can't even, man. I was just like, I just laughed, man, because she was so funny, dude. I can't explain to you the dry, like the humor, and it would just be, it could be happen at any given time, anywhere, any place. She just throws these things out, man. You never know what to expect. And so just, I guess, man, let's just start with giving us just I don't know wherever you want to start, Walter. I mean, you want to start where the beginning. We can start right there. Start, man, you take it from here.
Coming around to all of it at some point. Talking about her sense of humor and her wit, it shows something about her character. She always had. She was always reading. Most of my life, she loved to read. She always had her nose in a book, and she'd read about all kinds of stuff. Different types of religions, history, just anything. Well, she read so much, and she got me into reading.
Wow.
I didn't read as much as she did, but what an inspiration. And when we talk about my mom, she's one of those kind of people that you can relate to in the sense that a person that kind of just lives what they do. She lives music. She lives art. Her life is an art, the way that she lives. And for all of us who have gotten a chance to know her and be with her, you can see that in the way that she just has such a positive outlook on life. And like you said, she's got that humor. She smiles. She's always caring about others. And that kind of a giving type of a thing is something that I think I'm fortunate to have been able to experience all of my life up until now, and she's influenced me in that way. And sometimes giving is just as rewarding as receiving.
Walter, I have two questions for you. Many people look at the talent of Audrey and not how hard she worked, even under scrutiny and even hostile jazz situations. How did she get into music and singing and playing piano? That's part one. And part two, what was it like growing up with that type of influence? Like, how did that affect you?
Well, it's all because of my grandmother, her mother, Ruby Patton.
Ruby Patton, that's right.
Yeah. She grew up in a time where the train of thought was that jazz was the devil's music. Lo and behold, her children became jazz musicians. Life has a funny way of playing tricks on us.
Right, right.
She was straight up church and classical music. That's it. She would go to church at least 3 or 4 times a week, all of my life. And only when she reached about 80 did she start to fall in love with Duke Ellington's music.
Wow.
That kind of foundation is what, like, if you remember in the service that we went to last Saturday, which was so inspiring and uplifting, I definitely encourage anyone to just take a look at it. It's on YouTube and all that stuff. And so, as my Uncle John had mentioned, their mother, my mother's mother, taught all of them to play the piano. That was like, you had to learn the piano. And my mom was the only one that actually became a musician. But I think it's that type of a thing, that any type of a profound discipline that you study, even if you don't become a professional, learning something deep like that it requires something about study, science, the soul, history, tradition.
Wow.
It creates a richness, and it helps us to define who we are. So that upbringing that my mother had is what really helped to create a strong foundation, so she could really play the piano. That was first. And then as a singer, I remember when I was small, they had a group in the 70s. They called themselves the Third Eye. And they would play cover music, from the 70s. All the hits, Shaka Khan, Stevie Wonder, you name it. Wow. And then I remember as a child, when I was really small, sometimes I would see Miles Davis. I remember looking at the album cover of Miles Davis, Bitches Brew, and looking at the artwork. And another one was Chick Corea, who some of his records and stuff. So they started getting into jazz. And but it was that practice. So they already had the skill. She had it in her blood. And then when we moved to Cleveland, when we moved from Cleveland, Ohio, which is where my mother was born, to New York City, we studied with Barry Harris, and that was a game changer. Barry Harris is an educator for so many people.
Yeah.
And he's from Detroit. And we studied with him for quite some time, and he got us into really learning how to think about music, how to practice, how to keep your mind sharp, and all these types of things. I remember when I was little, I'd go to the class. It was at night. And I had to have a brother take me home because I had to go to school while my parents continued at the Barry Harris classes. And I studied intermittently with him for about 9 years. And that was a real good foundation for us. Barry Harris used to live also with Thelonious Monk until the time that Thelonious Monk passed away. And they lived in Panonica's house. And in case you don't know Panonica, you know that song? Dee-dee-dee-doo, dee-doo-dee-dee. So that song is written after the Baroness Panonica.
Yeah.
My parents knew her. My mom knew her.
Wow.
I remember she used to drive this gray Studebaker. She's from the Rothschild family. And it was my understanding that she's kind of like the black sheep of the family. She supported jazz musicians. She supported Charlie Parker. She supported Thelonious Monk. And she supported our teacher, Barry Harris. And so we would start to practice. And, all those scales and those things that you mentioned that Mom would give me that sheet. Yeah, yes. That was our bread and butter.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, man. I mean, So was it Barry Harris? Were you just going to his home to study, or was there a facility where you guys were taking lessons, or how did that all kind of go?
It seemed to me, you know, I was just a kid, but my impression, from what I remember, it seemed that Barry took a liking to my parents and I. I looked at him almost like a grandfather. But then again, he might have felt that way about a lot of people, but he did bring us to his house, which was very special. And but he taught from he had a few different venues that he taught from. So when we came to New York, the venue at the time that he had, it was called the Jazz. It was called the Jazz Forum, and that was owned by coincidentally, we're talking about Italian food and Tia Ricks, right? This old Italian dude named Mark Morganelli, who loves jazz to this day, and just dedicates his life and time to supporting jazz music in New York City. He owned this place called the Jazz Forum, and he would have Barry hold his classes there until at some point Barry moved up on 8th Avenue, because that was in the Village. He moved over to 8th Avenue and about 23rd, 34th Street, and he opened up a new school that was called the Jazz Cultural Theater, and stayed there for some time until he moved over somewhere near Lincoln Center. And but that's where Barry kind of mostly taught out of, the schools like that. And for us, it was special. Like when I remember, we would play gigs with all kinds of people. Clifford Jordan, I remember Clifford Jordan, Ted Curson. They were really tight with my mom. And Walter Davis Jr. loved my mother. Oh my goodness. Yeah. And many other people. I remember Tommy Flanagan used to come by, because Tommy and Barry were very tight. So sometimes Tommy would come by and teach a class or support Barry. And that was my introduction to the music. And you know what's interesting is because it seemed natural to us. So I didn't consider it as something necessarily very special. It's just what we knew.
Right.
You know?
Hey, speaking of special, I remember your mom being part of the Lincoln Center Jazz Band, and I'm from New Orleans, so I studied with Ellis Marcellus. So the Marcellus is like the first family of jazz, which we have a lot of families of jazz in New Orleans, but you know they're iconic, along with you know, Jordans and Harry Connick Jr. Well, not family wise, but you know those people at Terrence Blanchard, all the people that come out of New Orleans, but for her to be on the stage with you guys, what was that moment like? Can you kind of talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, you know, I remember the guys are blown away. How often do you hear a beautiful woman like that sing so well?
Yeah,
and she'll blow horn players away.
Right. Yes.
For real.
Yes.
and she can play what she's singing too.
Yes.
So it's not just like she just happened because her instrument is attached to, like the voice. It's not something where you press a button, but she can play it. She knew what she was doing.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, aside from the fact that she happens to be my mother, I think that after Ella Fitzgerald, she is definitely the world's greatest. I used to say she is currently the world's greatest living scat singer, beyond a doubt.
I would definitely say that. I never heard anybody do those bebop lines.
No
like
question.
That. I never heard anybody else.
No question.
And you know, by the way, she did not have perfect pitch.
Wow.
Just to throw that out there for people
who know. That's even more incredible. That makes it even better.
That's right.
Man, the memorial service, man, I was so blessed to be a part of the performance. I would have been there whether I played or not, but man, I was telling Chris, I was like, everybody put their ego aside. It was just, to me, it was just so rich and so humble, and it was just so sweet, man. And just to hear everybody play, we had to leave. I wish I could have heard the rest of it. Now that I know it's on YouTube, I'm gonna go check it out. But I mean, did you feel that way, Walter? I mean, I don't know how many people you knew that was in Atlanta or on Atlanta scene and stuff, but man, they really loved your mom, man, and it was evident in the way they played. Did you feel any of that, or did you to pick up on any of that?
I sure did. And, you know, I only know a little bit about the Atlanta jazz scene from when I would come down and visit my mom.
Right.
I almost moved to Atlanta, but, you know, I worked so much from Lincoln Center and in and out of New York and around the planet. I just never did quite make that move. But there's a couple of cats that I know well since I was a kid, and I know that Mom was such an important part of the community. And but there's a lot of people that I also don't know. So when she passed, you know, I remember saying to my wife, man, you know, we might have maybe 50 people there. Somebody said, man, you better start at maybe 200. Start there.
Right.
They were right. Her influence is so great, and she's one of those artists that, you know, if you didn't know who she was, it's just not because she's not great, but maybe because of for other reasons. One of those artists that probably deserved a much better recognition. But in the Atlanta community and other parts of the world as well, man, she is she's powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, me being a drummer.
It's gotta come back to the drums. Sorry, Walter. Go ahead.
What else is there? What else is there to talk about, man?
Oh man,
it's all about the drums. You've openly admitted that, as much as you don't want to, but you've admitted that. So let's get to the nitty gritty. So, man, you know, I can remember, and this is every time I played with your mom, from not just from the first time, but every time. I would get a different sense of swing when she would count the see, you know where I'm going, man. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like I could feel everything that I needed to do just in the first bar that she would sing, because a lot of times she didn't know what she was going to, she would just come up. She didn't know what she was necessarily going to do. And she would take kind of a moment, but then it would just be off to the races and you had better figure out. But it was never, you know how like some people, you don't know where, you don't know where they're going. You don't know what they're doing. It's like with her. You can't
trust the count off, nothing, you know.
Yeah, it's like it's like I'm so locked into. I'm like, man, I'm afraid to play because if I'm off, it's going to be super obvious that I'm the one that's going to be off. This is real talk, man. Like, so how did she develop her sense of rhythm like that, man? Was that like I'm scared to play the drums, man. I'm like, oh God, she playing the right cymbal already. What am I going to do?
You know, honestly, I don't know, but I can speculate. I think it's two things. One is because she played the piano, and the piano is also a percussion instrument as well as a string instrument. And also because for many years we played without the drums. So we had to keep a good sense of time. And I think that built a type of independence so that then when you play with the drummer, it's even better.
Wow.
That's what I think.
Walter, I agree with Chris, because there's times when she gets on the stage, you got to lock in because you're hoping. And as a piano player, you know, I tell people all the time, piano players, we come across like we're real super confident stuff like that, man. Nah, man, we're not. We always like got like this fear and strength thing happening at the same time. So anyway, so Mom gets up. First time I played with her, she's like, "Hi, how you doing?" I was like, she's like, "Do you know such and such a song?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Is this C?" She goes, I'm like, "Yeah, that's C." I was like, "Whoa, we in the tune?"
Right on it.
Right. I didn't even get a chance to think about it. You know what I'm saying? Right. I try to anticipate that. So she said, I think I might do Body and Soul. I said, "What key, Audrey?" She's like, She goes to the piano upside down, says, "Maybe F," and she presses the F. And I was like, okay, let me go through the
You're trying to
scientific
figure.
right. If it's in F, then the first chord is G minor, so that means the first chord is the, and then but before I know it, she's already there. But
That's right.
because she was so good at her craft, she could outline a chord for you, like right where like you put your spidey senses on, you put your ears on, she's gonna give you all the information you need,
Yeah.
And so then you, at that point, you can relax into the song and then really feel like she is making the music. I'm just along for the ride. I just magically play a chord and everything is happening. I don't have to play any rhythm. I can just hold something out. It was just beautiful, but it was a lesson every time she got on stage. And she called me a D ranger. She's like, "You're one of the best D rangers I know. You just pull apart a song and derange it." Thank you. But yeah, man, it was that it is, how it is, Walter. When you play with somebody that you respect and admire and that it has so much vocabulary, you're like, I gotta lock in. I don't know what's going on around me. I ain't cracking no jokes. It's serious business. You know what I'm saying?
Oh God. Well, she spent a lot of time writing music, like writing, not composing, but writing, transcribing, listening, writing music. I remember we used to play games like back when there was the radio, right?
Right.
You would just turn on the radio and you had to just play what you heard because the radio there's no pause.
That's right.
Those kind of things.
Walter.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We listened to a whole lot of Thelonious Monk, Bud Powell, Charlie Parker, Dizzy Gillespie, a lot.
Serious.
Yeah.
I think about Steph Curry. People think they can just shoot like Steph Curry, but having Del Curry and his brother in the house and going all over the place, it's a huge advantage, And so with you, just playing those games right there is something that I wasn't privy to. I was like, my mom made me and my brothers take piano lessons, but we didn't have a generation above us and above that to draw from. So, that legacy all the way from your great grandmother down to your mother, that shaped who you are and how you can be. And people think that could be easy. Now, you definitely worked your tail off as well, as did Audrey. But
that's right.
You had to get that work ethic from both your parents and from, whatever else. That lineage and that history is in you,
Yeah. And years of practice. I remember my grandmother, she'd be in the kitchen and I'm stumbling through Chopin, horribly playing it. And she would say while she's in the kitchen, I'm in the living room, she'd say, "You're using the wrong finger."
Wow.
I said, "Grandma, how in the world do you know I'm using the wrong finger?" It's not even that she said, "You play the wrong note." I play a lot of wrong notes.
Right.
She said, "You're using the wrong." She said, "Go back and play that passage again." Right there. She could hear
probably because the slurring was detached to something like that.
Yeah, something was not right in the flow of the things.
Right.
Yeah, those are the kind of things that I think my mother grew up.
But that's hypersensitive. You know what I'm saying? Like who grows up with that, But yeah, huge advantage.
What age were you when you decided that this is what you wanted to do? Was it and what was behind that? What's the moment where it was just like it just clicked for you, like this is what I'm going to do, I'm not doing nothing else?
When I was 14, first of all, when I was a kid, I've been playing since I was 6, and from 6 until 14 I always played the saxophone, but I was just a kid. A lot of my friends didn't even know I played the saxophone. And then when I was 14, when I went to high school, I was going to audition for performing arts. And I really like music, and I also like visual arts. And I had to make a choice. I could only pick one. I couldn't go to that school for both of them. And I remember it took me a while to figure that out. I was really worried. What should I do? What should I do? And fortunately, my parents didn't tell me what to do. They said, you just figure it out and choose and decide. obviously, I think I made the right choice.
Right. We do too. We do too.
But I think there are moments where, and music is special because it's something that is intangible. You can't hold it like a picture and say, "Here's the picture," or "Here's the thing. I'm holding it in my hand." It's something that's around in the spirit, in the air, and a feeling and a vibration. And when you're playing with people, it's almost like telepathy sometimes. And that's the thing that I think that makes jazz so special. Not only jazz, though, but jazz in particular, because it's based on improvisation.
Yeah.
And the skills that you need in order to be able to do those things require so many other little pieces of skill, like sensitivity, compassion, intellect, good manners, sometimes bad manners, selfishness, as well as being selflessness. Both are important, and something to be said about that.
Man, Victor Goins came down, man. I knew Victor from New Orleans. He was young and our teacher at UNO, man. So it was good to catch up with him. Did he just come to support you, or he knew Audrey as well, or a little bit of both?
Yeah, he knew Audrey as well because we played together with the Jazz at Lincoln Center Orchestra, and she came and toured with us. And like I said, everybody was blown away when they heard her sing. And it was just like, oh my gosh, who is this woman? This is your mom? And
did you know it was going to happen? Like, before they knew, did you know, like, oh, they about to get some right now? They about
to to be honest, I did not think that, although I knew that that she's really good, so I was proud.
Right.
But when I told Victor that my mother passed, he said, "I'll be there."
Wow.
And I didn't think about it at the time, but then I looked in just to see how far, and I saw the distance that he traveled.
Right.
When he came into the church and he hugged me, we cried like babies.
Wow.
It was deep, Wow.
Mm-hmm. Man. That I always I'm not good at things like that. Ever since my dad passed away, and he passed away, he had Alzheimer's, and we took care of him, and so I went through a lot of similar things here, but so I avoid hospital, like anything that has to do with I'm out. Tyrone will tell you, my wife will tell you, it's like I'm out. I don't want nothing to do. But and even the memorial, I was like, man, I gotta find a way out of this, man. How am I gonna get out of this? How am I gonna get out of this? But then it was still like, nah, man, there's something I have to go. I have to go. She wanted me. She's put me in a place that's high in her heart, and I don't know. I guess where necessarily that came from. I don't question it at all. But it was one of the. I mean, I've been to a few different memorials, and they're all beautiful in their own way. But this one, there was just something really natural and really just moving about. I guess maybe just because we all know each other so well, all the musicians and all the scene and parts of your family. We've seen your sister grow up, and now she's married and has is just doing wonderful. So there's a lot of history there. And it was when the music started, because I was a little scared. I was like, oh man, I don't know what's going to happen with everybody playing and stuff, but man, from the first, it was just like, I mean, how could you not have the music, how could you not have all these great musicians and Rita Graham and all of these people that your mother was close to and knew and had relationships with and had worked with. And so I felt like it was a testament to not only her, legacy as a musician and as a teacher. She's because sometimes I think we have a tendency to think that teaching can only take place in the classroom, or you have to go to a university, or you have to go to, but the real teaching happens on the stage and with the right people. And it's not always what they're not necessarily going to tell you what to do.
That's right.
But through just the experience, they're gonna feed you the little things that you need in order to learn to be a better musician, man. And she had that. She had that, man. Just in, I mean, she could have probably she could have made $1 million with as much wisdom as she had. So,
thank you, Chris. That's great. You very well put. There's something to be said about that. Passing down through tradition, kind of doing.
Walter,
do you find yourself? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tom.
Walter, you did the same thing too, because here you were in town for your mother's going away service, and you came to the jam session and just played, man, from your heart, bruh, and just taught lessons on stage, just like your mom was doing, man. Your mom was doing it until she could do it no longer,
That's right.
And then wanted to do it again. She said she called me. She's like, it was before she passed. She's like, my son is coming in town. And he wants to hear me sing somewhere. I said, Audrey, can you go and sing? Like, no. But she was saying she was going to do that for you, and you came and gave a master class and sought your mom, dealt with her, and then you left and came back, and then coming for the memorial service, and you came to the red light and played, man. It was just such fun. I mean, you walked in and played, and I was up there, and I was like, man, look at this cat, man. Look at this. Just picking up right what his mother was doing. Mother was hitting the jam sessions all the time. She didn't have to.
Right.
She did it,
That's right.
So, man, yeah.
How
you said selfless, so that's definitely embodied.
That's what I want to know, man. Because we need to talk. I want to throw the spotlight on you a little bit and talk a little bit about your career and what you've been able to achieve with being affiliated with Jazz at Lincoln Center for how many years now?
25 years.
25
Dang.
years.
I don't even remember you being there that long.
And and just, man, so and are there I'm gonna save that question. I have another question about Winton, but what was your, just as you joined Lincoln Center, were you thinking about having a solo career at that time, or was that just that was the move that went and called and, hey, this is just something I feel like I need to do? Or were you on another path at that time? Or tell us a little bit about how that all kind of went down.
Okay, well, I was living in Israel at the moment, and I was doing my own thing there. I had my own group. I opened my own school.
Wow.
I was bringing artists from the United States every month to perform for a week at a time and tour the country. And I was showing the Israelis about true American jazz. They already knew what it was, but I was helping giving them a more direct source. And that was going very well. And I was sitting at home one day, the phone rang, and it was Winton. He said, hey, you want to do a gig in France? I was like, sure, man, okay. So we did a quintet gig in Marciac. And then every now and then they start calling me to come and perform with the Jazz at Lincoln Center Orchestra for a short period of time here and there, but I was still living in Israel. So it just kind of happened But I remember one time we did a tour where we flew from like New York to Tokyo. It was like 13 hours or something. And we did a tour of Asia for about 2 months. And then we flew back from Tokyo to New York. And the next day, I flew from New York to Tel Aviv. When I got home, I said, I can't do this. I'm not gonna, almost near did a circle around the planet. I can't do this. So I decided to move back to America. And that's when I started playing more regularly with the Jazz at Lincoln Center Orchestra. And I stayed with them for 25 years until up until 2022. I decided that it was time for me to move on. And after 25 years, that's like a family. You know, that's like when, you know, brothers and sisters in a family and somebody go to college or they decide to move to another somewhere far away, you're still family. So I'm still a member of Jazz. I'm still a part of that, but not on a regular basis anymore.
So what are you doing now in your career?
No, I've been a professor at Michigan State University, and I loved it. You know, it was a lot of fun, and I love teaching. I love people, just like Mom. You see, she taught me that, and if we got a couple of video clips, you'll hear me talk about some of the wonderful things that she taught me, which I'm sure she taught so many people as well. And so teaching is important because we need to pass along the wonderful things that we know and can share with our community, because the youth is our future. And we have a responsibility to help them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's right up our alley, Walter. Yeah. That's you know, Tyrone and I have started that, you know, that mission. And we just had a bunch of the you know, the young guys come down to a theater in Hayfield on Sunday, and we started our own sort of invitation. You have to kind of be selected to play, and they had 3 different groups, and they had to learn, you know, the material that we chose, and we had some older students as well. We had 77-year-old drummer, and you know, it's people that just want to learn. But that's really what we're trying to do, is share our journey, share our information, share our experiences, and try to, because they're out there, they're still out there. I think that's the misconception, is that no kids want to do anything now, and there's, you know, they're not gonna be knocking on your door as much as like we used to do, but they're out there. You just have to find them, right?
Music's still powerful, because one of the students, high schooler named Nick, they asked several of the young people a question: why did you fall in love with jazz? And he's like, I heard Hank Mobley.
That's what he said too.
I love Hank Mobley. He's like, that started I was like, I got students right now that don't even know who Hank Mobley is. They don't even know who Hank Aaron is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I know
that did it for him.
Right. And the passion. So like Chris said, the students are there. We just got to share and pour into them, you know? And like that Barry Harris you're talking about, that is that Tuesday class they used to do, that was free, right? Wasn't that free to the public?
Wow.
Yeah. So
I never paid, so I don't know.
Well, it was free to you.
Free to me.
Right.
Wow.
I think maybe there was probably a suggested amount,
donation,
but for people who maybe couldn't afford it, it wasn't like, you know, they're not going to turn people away.
Right. Man, craziness.
Well, we do have we got a slideshow, and we have a clip of you speaking, which would you want to start with, Walter? Your speech, or you want to kind of run the slideshow and we can talk behind it, and it's up to you, man. Whatever you.
Gosh, I don't know. Let's look at the well, since we talked quite a bit, maybe we want to watch that slideshow for a minute. No, I mean, you can hear her sing.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, that sounds good.
Wow.
All right. So
Diamond.
What does that mean? Oh my goodness.
That means you are extremely talented.
Okay.
But tell me about the kind of lost art, if you will, of scat. Where has it gone?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I know it's important to me as a jazz singer, and I know it's not the definition of jazz singing that you have to scat. I don't think so. There are many people who choose not to do that, who I think are jazz singers and on the ultimate level. But for me, it's an important part of what I do. So
how did you find the interest in it?
I think primarily from listening to John Hendricks.
Okay.
In his group, he is, oh goodness. So, it's so compelling the way he does this thing. And when I first heard those things as a young person, I thought, oh, that's so hip.
Right.
Yeah.
How sweet the pain like silver, your blood is blue and green at night, your eyes see fears. Your sighs are tears of long lost loving passion. I remember when he made you lie down in green pastures. He leaded you to the still waters. He restoreth your soul. Now that you gaze into the valley of the shadow, you shall fear no evil. Lay, 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 oh, be all, big, 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 lay, 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 low, big, 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 wang, 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 oh, big, oh, big, 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 wang, 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 oh, baby, oh, big, and up, and let it, oh, big. Whip, 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 whip. Big, 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 bop, big, 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 bop, big, bop, 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 whip, big, 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 bang, bop, big, bang, big, 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 little, big, bang, bop, big, 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 bop, big, 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 bang, bop, big, 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 bop, big, 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 whip, whip, big, way, big, 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 bang, bop, big, 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 If you could see me now, you'd see the mood I'm in. One look is all you'd need to see the fool I've been. Perhaps then you could realize I'm still in love with you. If you could see me now, you'd find me being brave and trying awfully hard to make my tears behave. That's quite impossible, for I am still in love with you.
Walter's mother, and she is the world's greatest scat singer. She is unbelievable. This is an arrangement he wrote for her, and Santa loves these type of songs because it refers to him. So it's entitled "Everybody's Waiting for the Man with the Bag." Please welcome Miss Audrey Shakir.
man. He's got a slave full, not gonna stay full. The somebody's dropping every stop of the way. Everybody's waiting for the man with the bag. Christmas is here again, and here he comes with the answer to the prayers that you made through the years. You'll get yours if you've done everything you could. It's special good. He'll make this December the one you'll remember the best and the merriest you ever did have. And everybody swinging, they're anticipating. Wait, boom, boom, baby, Google, wiggy, do the big, wiggy, gun, waiting for the man with the bag. Y'all better watch out now.
Man. Wow.
Oh gosh.
She's still with us, man. She's still with us. Oh,
Yes.
wow.
What a beautiful soul.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
There's nobody. I mean,
her intelligence, though, the way she answered that question about scat singing, it was just she managed to not offend people who didn't scat, but at the same time, she said it's for me. You know, it's just like there's a lot. I think about Sarah Vaughan. She didn't scat a lot.
That's right.
Uh-oh. Tyrone froze.
I froze?
You froze for a second.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, so they're working on fiber optics. They're trying to, change it up. So, but anyway, so she was just like, just so gracious and intelligent in her answer, and soulful at the same too. It wasn't just nerdy. It was also like heartfelt. It was just like tying all that in together. And I think ultimately that's what jazz is. You pull from your soul, from your intelligence, from your body of experience, from what you are learning new. I mean, it just encompasses all those different areas, the history, everything that comes into your democratic process and your biases that comes out as well. So, I mean, and then all the new things that you learn is just embodied what she just said in that phrase and how she answered that question. I would love to be able to get to that point where my mind is just firing so quickly like hers was, and is, crazy.
Well, it sounds like, I mean, if she just always told the truth about, there was never a, trying to come up with, how some we come up with these we over intellectualize, try to over intellectual. She just always fired from the heart, man. That's I think part of her
brain too, bro, because I'm just saying that the body of depth that she had inside of her, it could collectively take care of both at the same time.
Right. But if you know who you are, I just feel like that's what you don't have anything to. You don't have to think about what you're gonna say. You're just gonna say what you kind of mean. You know what I mean? That's kind of like what I'm talking about. Where I think that was part of her sense of humor too, man. She was just gonna say what was on her mind at the time, man. But I got two questions, okay, for you, Walter. If Audrey was still here, I'd have to know what's up with the Peaches and Herb hairstyle, bro. With the beads and the
beads,
beads and the I'd have to ask about that. But also, the word jazz is a touchy subject right now. The word jazz. You got people that don't want to use it, people that say this was given to the art form by outsiders. It's not a positive term. I've heard you use that several times tonight. Can you what's your what's your take on the word jazz?
Okay, I'll answer that question first. You're right. Jazz was originally a negative term that meant something like nonsense, and it was given to the black musicians that would play by the non-black folks that was criticizing them at the time, and this was like around somewhere around the turn of the century or so. And so, but it's kind of interesting because when looking at the definition of words and the origin, it causes us to look at ourselves. And so we're now looking through the history of America, and it's real, and it's not now, 2,000 years later or whatever, however, not 2,000, not quite 2,000, huh? But
the year is, we're in the 2000s. I know what you meant. Yeah.
100, 150, 200 years later, we can look back and say, wow, look what happened through time. We're in a different time now. Some things are different, some things are the same, but the fact is, it's a part of history. And so the word jazz did originally have a negative connotation, but it stuck. And over the last, all these generations of great artists that have created this music, the word jazz became associated with that. So it became kind of like a double-edged sword, so to speak. It's still a truth of some sort. So that's why I use the word. To be honest, I think it's just some kind of a way of defining something. When you listen to Louis Armstrong, that's not jazz, that's Louis Armstrong. You listen to Chopin, that's not classical music. Who came up with that silly term? Every music is classic of something. Classical what? That's just Chopin. It's just a person you're listening to. You listen to Bob Marley, that's not reggae, that's Bob Marley. But we use those terms to identify. And so there it is.
Beautiful.
And for Mom's beads, when we came to New York, she started to braid her hair. You saw that in one of the clips, right? And she had this wonderful idea to put beads in the braids because the weight of the beads also helped pull the braids down. And there you have it. She liked it.
That was that was the
Did you have yours,
style of the time.
Did you?
No, I did not have no.
I meant Chris, but if you want to convict yourself,
yeah. I used to have dreadlocks though. Yeah.
You had dreads?
You had dreads?
Oh yeah, I sure did.
Okay.
Walter, were you an athlete? You strike me as an athlete. Were you drawn to any kind of sports? None?
Yeah. I like I like to do a couple of different things because it adds to my understanding about something else. Like, so music is my profession. But I took a couple of classes for a period of time in different things because it kind of adds to the diversity of everything in life, Oh
wow.
And it's just like when you play, it's like when you play music, you'll see somebody who's always careful. They don't want to color outside the lines. It has to be just like that. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? But then you'll find someone else who's willing to take a chance. That means they might make some mistakes sometimes, but they're more curious, and that takes a lot of courage, and it helps to grow, to step a little bit outside of the norm just to be able to see what's out there.
Wow.
So I work out a lot. I used to run. I used to want to run the marathon. Thank goodness I stopped doing that. I'm too old now. Studied boxing for a while. I never would want to hit nobody. I'm not violent, but just the training and the method was very interesting. And it's also therapeutical. You hit something. That's why music is so good. You play a drum, you play a piano, you pluck a string, you hit a punching bag, you feel better.
Yeah.
I almost said boxing. It's something struck me that would be boxing, something tactical like that in the workout of that. I almost said that. I should have said that, and I would have been like, got a little brownie points. But anyway, yeah.
Well, I think, man, I would love to hear, because Tyrone and I had to take off, and we had a gig that we had to get to, so we did not get a chance to hear your your thoughts on Saturday. So I think that's a good way to end the show. We're going to kind of play this out, and I would just love to hear your words about your mother, and then we'll go ahead and close it on out. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of surreal. Every time you hear about something, you can relate until it happens to you. It has a whole new meaning. I wrote some notes. Gary Motley, are you here? He couldn't be here. Another real good friend of ours. Yeah, special thanks to the Patton family, all of our cousins, the Hosey family, the Parker family, the Elgort family, Tia Ricks, Gordon Vernick, Richard James, the Jazz at Lincoln Center family, Winton Marsalis, Sherman Irby, Marcus Prenip, Victor Goins, my brother, drove 9 hours to get here. Thank you, Vic. Paul Nazzella, Hugh and Heather Fierce, Brian Manane, and all of you who are joining us online from around the world, and all of you who are present here. It's a testimony of how Mom has been a cultural cornerstone in Atlanta's jazz community for decades, whose influence has affected many people around the world. This tribute to her remarkable life. I thank you all. My mother, she taught me how to read and write. I remember her teaching me via the electric company style. You remember that? Hat. That's how she taught me how to read. It worked. And in return, I taught my children how to read in the same way.
It worked.
I speak 5 languages. And that's in a great part due to the diversity of my parents. My mother taught me how to look at the world in an eyes to try and not show prejudice or not to judge. You all know her. Everyone who says the same thing, they say, oh, how much love she had for people. How often with such an incredible talent that she had, she could have been arrogant, but she rarely talked about herself. How many stories have we heard about her in a situation where you think she would complain about her condition, but instead she put you first? That was the mother we had, right? She taught and introduced to me the joys of Bach's 371 4-part chorales and Chopin. Wow, what a beautiful beginning, that Chopin that you played. Thank you so much. Chopin, whose music continues to have a strong influence and impact on my sense of harmony, all of which really come from my grandmother, her mother. I remember my mom and dad teaching me how to improvise when I was about 10 years old. As a result, combined with her love of games and puzzles, this taught me how to think and solve problems, how to use our creativity to collectively come together and make our ideas become a reality, how to celebrate the uniqueness of our differences as well as the things that we have in common. That's what jazz is about. That's what my mom represented. Sorry, hey, I'm only human, right? Huh? Most importantly, as I mentioned before, my mom taught me how to see the world in a certain way. She taught me how to keep an open mind. She taught me how to improvise, how to have a plan. Her, along with my father, taught me how life never goes according to plan, so you better be prepared to improvise. But without a plan, you're going to always be lost. And her cooking, oh my God. Oh my God. I remember when I was younger, she would make absolutely anything from scratch. She never allowed me to eat candy or junk food or soda, but she would make pies, cookies, and all of that and put anything else that has sugar in it to shame. I remember many times we would be up there fighting for the last piece of that fresh bread she would make for breakfast, right? That was gold for us. For the first 17 years of my life, every single birthday, she would make a strawberry shortcake. And that's why I love strawberries so much. I would eat it up, right? Oh, God. It wasn't always easy. And many times, life together was far from perfect. But then again, it seems like nothing is ever actually perfect anyway. Isn't that right? How could such a beautiful, talented artist have time to provide in such a loving way that she did as a mother? Her ability to scat sing was so great because she also played the piano very well. And you can hear in her singing that she uses sounds to imitate horns, the syllables that she uses, right? Her skill was so great that I've seen horn players on the gig hear her singing and they feel intimidated. Afraid, right? I know some of you have been in that situation. For me, it almost seemed natural because we always played together. We were known as the Blanding family trio. And I remember in the early days in New York, we would play at the Village Gate every Sunday. And it was on Bleecker Street in the Village. And every Sunday, it was right down the street from this Italian restaurant named Grandpa's. Grandpa was actually the grandpa from the Munsters. He would walk half a block or so down the street every Monday to hear Mom sing. And he would sit right in the front. Nobody knew who he was. He's just an old Italian dude sitting there laughing, and hearing Mom scat and play. Walter Davis Jr. used to do the same thing, right? We all know who he is. I think the one thing that I definitely want to share, first of all, thank you all so much for the love. And you're right, Deborah. Her spirit definitely lives on through us. We are all connected. And the goodness that she spread through us as her children, it spreads through all of us. As we celebrate Mom's life, let's continue to live with a collective consciousness, sharing our ability to lift each other up, to continue our dreams and help making this world a better place through music as she did. Thank you.
Man.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't normally make videos like this, but I had to.
I was like, who was that? Like the cat that's the cat that made the video. That wasn't Walter. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
So
no,
YouTube
that was
ad,
a
YouTube ad pop up.
yeah.
Yeah. He broke the. Well, he broke it up then, because
Yeah.
Man, listen, it. You know, I hope to get to know you, you know, much better. I think this is really the first time we officially met. I remember if you were in town, you'd come to Churchill or something. We crossed paths, but we've never really hung. Yeah. And so I'm looking forward to
we got to do that
even more, you know, because there's so much more about your mom that I would love to know, and we're gonna, you know, keep her name in the highest of the high, and we'll immortalize, you know, what, you know, we got a spot that, you know, some things we're working on, and we're gonna find a spot to honor her through, you know, just the things that we've learned, and we're going to try to pass down to whoever wants to take it. I don't know, but
right. And she brought us.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, she just, you know, I can't remember. I mean, I can remember. I really only got to play with her on a gig one time, man. One time. And there was some other things. Huh?
There's a reason for that.
Well, we won't, but it's okay.
That thing that somebody said, when's the last time we played together? You said, this is it.
But I could tell, I could just tell that through the last few, she was trying to make up for that. I don't know why. I mean, like, because she wanted, every time she would come out, it was like, you know, we were on a gig, man. Even though it might have just been a session or whatever, it was like serious business. So,
yes.
Thank you so much, man, for sharing.
Thank you, Chris,
with us, and thank you for coming on and learning.
Tell
more
your lovely wife we said hi to, man. I saw her met her at the jam session. She was so sweet, man. I didn't get a chance to talk to her at the funeral, but man, she was so gracious and she was hanging. I know she was trying to get out of there, but y'all could not leave, bro.
That's right. The sister can play too.
She can play.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
You'll find out.
Well, you know, she did tell me that she liked my piano playing, so that's, you know, that's good, you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
I'm glad somebody did. Audrey did too. So hey.
What did Audrey left you with some words though, Tyrone? What did she say to you about?
So, Walter, I gotta tell you the story real quick. So she called me up out of the blue and she says, Tyrone, she says, I'm about to take my medicine and I'm thinking about you. What does that mean? Said, I don't know, Audrey, do you need anything, whatever? Said, you know, I don't usually eat these things, but you know, if you think about it, get me like a filet of fish sandwich from McDonald's.
That's funny,
bro. I stop everything I'm doing. I said, okay, I'm gonna bring it to you. So I'm driving. I've never been to Tia's place, so I called up Tia. Tia said, I'm in the grocery store right now. So I said, well, I'm bringing Audrey a filet of fish. And there was a pause, right? She's like, well, okay. So she said, well, let me put up that crazy dog. My sister's dog is there, whatever. So I finally get there. I come in and I hand Audrey this bag. And she's like, you really got that? You asked for it. She's like, you're literal, aren't you? I said,
oh my God.
Yeah, Audrey. I said, that's how much I love you. I stopped whatever I was doing, brought you filet of fish. She said, child, I got a gourmet cooking.
That's beautiful.
So in the process, so I said, Audrey, teach me something. She's like, musically or life? I said, it can be anything you want. And so she says, can you outplay Bud Powell? She said, can you outbud Bud Powell? I said, never. She said, exactly. She said, you should be your favorite piano player. She's like, if you're not your favorite piano player, you need to quit. She's like, you know, don't compare yourself to others. You learn the craft, learn the people, but there's no way you're going to be a better Bud Powell than Bud Powell. But you can be a good Tyrone Jackson. You could be the best Tyrone Jackson out there. I was like, wow. Just what I needed to hear.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you for sharing.
Yeah. And I don't know if she ate the filet of fish, so I have to ask Tia that question. Yeah. Oh, maybe that little psycho dog ate it. He was gone. I hope he's all right.
Yeah, no, he's gone.
Man. Well, man, I hope to talk with you some more, Walter. Your shared intellect with your mother and philosophy and just what you said was just really poignant. And I felt like I got to know you just a little bit better from our conversation today, man. I hope to learn more about you, you know.
Absolutely.
Thank you, brothers.
Yeah, man. Well, thank you, Walter, man. We'll, you know, you're a friend of the show. Keep in touch. Have you back on, and we can chop it up about.
No, she didn't eat. Tia said no, she didn't eat that. Oh man.
All
right. Oh man. All right. Thank you, brother. Yeah, man. So we'll chop it up again real soon with you, man. But you take care, and we will talk to you soon, Walter.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
All right, man.
Thank you,
all right, man. Peace out.
Ciao.
All right. See you. Oh man. Wow.
Yeah, man.
That's funny, man. And I just think about her seeing the bag and the look on her face. Because you know she give you that look, man, like, what the heck? What is this?
With this? I said, you asked for it. Oh, you're literal, aren't you? Yeah.
That's so funny, bro.
Yeah, I didn't know it was a joke.
That's so funny, man. That's so funny, dude.
Usually people say I'm just joking. Oh man, but hey, it was my way of getting out there to see her. I didn't know that was gonna be my last time seeing her.
That's right. Yeah.
So hey, I thank God for that. Thank God for Tia, man. Tia was like,
shout out to Tia Ricks.
Yeah.
For real, man. For real.
Well, bro, you made it through, bro. I didn't think you was gonna make it.
Well, I just sucked it up, man. Took one. I was like, because especially, man, when he started showing that slideshow, I was like, oh man,
hearing her sing, yeah.
But it was, there was, I don't know, man. I was keeping her humor sort of like in the front end of my mind a lot, so it sort of kept me balanced, Right. But yeah, man, we have to find a way to
I got an idea.
Her name. Okay.
I got an idea. We'll talk about it.
Okay. Well, listen, guys, we're gonna wrap it up. Great show. We'll do we got more stuff on the feedback sessions. We got videos, we got a lot of footage from the so we may do a show just around that. There's the pic of all of us. That's me right now, but
come on.
it was. I'm not pressing any buttons. I made it. I had to make an executive decision. As you can see, someone trying to go through every freaking now he had it going early. I was like, whoa, he's on it.
Look at all these people.
He had a Louisiana moment there. But
what's up with the peace sign, bro? You don't know.
I just giving peace, man. Peace, man. Just throw it up a little peace sign.
Look at Nick.
This is all the
Nicks
young men. Huh?
Two Nicks next to each other.
Too many Nicks, man. It's like Podhorser. That's why Podhorser was there, man. It's all the Nicks. Oh, that was a good one.
Oh, man.
So we gotta, so we're gonna name. Listen, we gotta name everybody. So now I can't see the photo.
Yeah, go back to the big photo so we can name him.
Here we go again.
Oh, here we go. Oh man, dude, Val Guzzi.
He had it, man.
Oh,
he had
to through it again.
And he got mad at me, man, to begin. He's like, well, I don't want to be trying to figure out what layout is we're going to get these pictures during the show, is what he said. But
and you threw him under the bus just now. Okay.
Here we go.
All right, so, I'll start from the left.
Okay, you
right, and then you pick it up.
All right.
So we got David, Holly, Kevin, myself, Chappie, and you want to take it from Nick?
So both Nicks. We got Cam behind the Nicks with the glasses. Brandon, myself,
Zach behind you.
Zach, both two Zachs, right?
Wow. Pro Zachs.
Dose Zachs.
Shaw
got the Craig Shaw, Omar. We got the Don Lamatina. We got Danny, Aiden,
and Reggie,
and my man Reggie White. I gotta ask him, man, you got the name Reggie White, man. Do you know what that means?
Wow.
Yes. I wonder if he knows. Might be too young. But listen, all of these guys did beyond what I thought. I'm not even gonna lie. I was but it's a great start. I mean, this is our second one, so but this is the first official one.
Right.
But
And this is the
we've
bigger
got
scale.
some. Yeah, we've got some heavy plans. For.
Yeah, my hopes is to move it from that area into the theater because we'll have so many people in the audience. You know?
I don't think it's far from happening, man.
Right.
You know, I love the city of Hateville. I love that area.
Yeah.
I love the community. It's a community theater. And that little area, it just really is like, wow, this is. See, I mean, I can't remember when the last time. I mean, I've been hearing about that area, but I guess I just hadn't been down there in a while. So, really great to see all the shops and the little restaurants and the, so man, there's a lot of, man, we might have to get something going down there, man.
Yeah. Well, shout out to Brian Andrews, Tia Ricks.
Yes.
The Don, Martina.
Yes, everybody
Martin
in the chat.
D.
Thank you.
Penelope, how you doing?
Yes.
Pat Chastain.
Yes.
Ken Waters, brother.
Yes.
Who else do we have there?
Oh, Ken, man. What's going on, Ken? I didn't see Ken was in the chat.
Nick was in there. Craig Shepard. Dina, shout out. Kat, shout out. We saw you Saturday. Dina, Rich, and we thank the faithful for being there.
Yep.
Didn't see Potter tonight.
Yep.
But yeah.
Oh, he's probably, I don't know what he's doing.
But he came out to the show for the feedback jam session.
Of course he did. And he was at Napoleon's last night.
Yeah. So look, you guys, look for us. We got a lot of things in the works. You who were in the audience, please tell people how refreshing and rewarding it was to hear live music from the youngsters, the older cats, and ourselves as well. Rich, next time I'll play with some dynamics so you can make that comment, bro.
Oh, that's cold.
But yeah, please tell people about it and to check out this unique experience that all could participate and even ask questions. It was great.
Yeah. Had a little question Q&A and people asking questions. I thought the audience a little shy, just a little bit. But
yeah, they were a little shy, but
come on and come with the questions, man. Ask whatever. Because
Nick's dad though got all the way up on stage with the
mic. He came up and took the mic, dude. That's the one thing you're not supposed to do is give the mic up. That's like what they teach you. Like, but I trusted Martin. I trusted him. Yeah. He just asked us. He said what he had to say and he gave it right back. So I'm all cool with that, man. I'm all cool for that. Martin says, I was waiting for that. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Subscribe to our channel. Please refer. Let people know we're on every Tuesday. We want to get some other shows going, but man, there's a lot of stuff going on. But we are going to do some more. Daryl Reeves will be back with us next week, and we will get back to some more analysis. I think we're gonna dissect another tune and talk about the parts and all that kind of stuff. People really enjoy that, and I enjoy that too. So, without further ado, man, y'all take it easy, and we will see you guys next week. Peace.